Hello everyone, my name is Nancy Liu from grade 11, and today my topic is Wear your scars as badges of honor. Let's pay our attention on this photo. It's quite cute, right? And don't you think this outfit is pretty outdated? Whatever. So this photo was taken when I'm in 5th grade, and it's my favorite photo when I'm in primary school. But when I saw this photo, I felt full of miserable and emptiness. But you see, I'm standing on this stage with full of confidence. So what happened to me? Why is there a big change on my body? Maybe most of you would think, it's just because I grew up, so I naturally become confident. Maybe that's the answer. Let's figure it out. So today's story is beginning with a nickname called Bucky Girl. When I'm in primary school, I didn't pay any attention on the natural dental transition that every child would go through it. All meant that my teeth grew a personality of their own. My cousin saw my teeth and begins to call me Bucky Girl. And this is how this nickname comes from. At first, actually, I didn't take care about this nickname. I just think this nickname is just a joke. However, when my parents saw my teeth and also began to call me Bucky Girl, at that moment, I felt really bad. It's just like this nickname became a label of me, and this label sticks heavily on my body and always reminds me that my teeth is not right, and it did not follow the standard. My body has a problem. But my story today is so much more than just teeth. It's really a story about obsession. The obsession with how others see us, and obsession with eventually turning inward, scrutinizing every part of ourselves. Yet, more importantly, this is a story about a defined act. The powerful decision to seize that scrutiny and claim it as our own. Let's come back to the story of Bucky Girl. Because of this nickname, I truly believe that my teeth is weird and ugly. So I forced my dad to let him to find a dentist and let dentist to fix my teeth. So I got a braces when I'm in grade 8 during the summer holiday time. During the summer holiday time, I have a really painful experience. If any one of you is wearing braces or used to have a braces, you will absolutely understand my painful experience. During the initial days, I cannot bite anything. I only can have some congee for food. Moreover, every time after the review day, after I went to find dentist and let dentist to fix my teeth, I also cannot bite anything. The period of wearing braces is just like I fall into a cycle, and this cycle is endless. And then came the most profound and dangerous transformation. I evolved from a passive girl being loved into an active agent in my own conformity. I'm not just being watched. I started to watch myself. Without realizing it, I had perfected the mechanicism of self-surveillance, becoming the strictest enforcer of the very standard that had confined me. It was as if I invited the critics into my head and handing them the keys. I become the guard of my own prison. However, the freedom that I wished didn't come. I thought that the braces would be the one-way ticket to acceptance. But instead, I developed a new hatred. I started to hate smiling. The simple, joyful act became a calculated risk. How white should I smile without showing my metal braces? I scrolled through TikTok and I saw so many pretty girls that send their smiling pictures. I also tried to smile to the mirror, but I found out that when I show my metal braces, it's really ugly. I cannot accept that. I thought that I climbed out from the cages of beauty standard of teeth, but I just immediately enter a new cage, the braces, just like the cage. Not only confine my teeth, but also imprison myself again. Even today, I want to recall the memory of wearing braces. I cannot find one photo from my photo book that I'm wearing braces and showing my braces to the camera. After I finished the middle school, I went to an international high school. I know that every international high school has so many pretty girls. But when I saw those girls in real life, they're tall and skinny, and they have a perfect body size, which makes me also want to pursue the same body size as them. So I chose to not eat dinner for the sake of pursuing that body. I was in cafeteria making excuses of not being hungry. But the grumbling sound inside my stomach at night is just like a twisted badge of honor. I did this for an entire semester. But here's the painful truth that I discovered. The self-punishment was never really about self-improvement or health. I was participating in what feminist thinkers called male gaze, but with a cruel twist. I thoroughly absorbed an external way of watching women's bodies. But now I'm doing the work for them. I become the both surveyor and surveyed, the critics and criticized. The world's most dangerous prison isn't the one with the visible bars, but it's the one we build inside our own mind. The hunger pangs were bad, but the constant mental surveillance was exhausting in the way that physical hunger pangs could never be. I hurt myself in trying to buy the world's approval. When I finished the first year in my previous school, which is grade 9, I transferred to a new school. To be honest, I was terrified at first. I braced myself in the same judgment, in the same invisible competition. However, from the first week, all the students and teachers that I met was incredibly friendly. They were praised for my new haircut, my smile, and even my braces. However, from that praise, I still cannot get rid of the feeling of embarrassing of my braces. Until one day, I scrolled through TikTok and I saw my favorite idol wearing a diamond on his teeth, which we call tooth gem. When I saw that photo, my first thought was, it's so cool, right? And it really fits his whole outfit, whole style. My second thought was, wait a minute. Where's the difference between the tooth gem and the metal braces inside my teeth, and on my teeth? Aren't they both metal attachments that we put on our teeth? This is a key turning point that I even didn't notice that. From this idea, I suddenly accept my braces. My braces, it was not only a tool for adjustment, but also a fashion item. The difference between the braces and the tooth gem isn't on the object itself. It's about our own perspective. One is defined as fashion and decoration, and the another one is defined as flaw and correction. Who made that rules? From this day, I decide to recapture my own body rights. I will not say that my braces is ugly and weird. I will say that my braces is really cool and this is my individuality. Furthermore, I also begin to praise to others just like what they do to me. I thought that they would really earnestly told me that I'm a really excellent and stunning girl. This new environment made me truly realize that the true confidence isn't only require the inner awakening, but also requires the external nourishment. The self-love isn't built on vacuum, but also built through reflected appreciation, built through communities that really see our own value through our physical shells. So, you see, from my journey, the label of Bucky girl to the self-doubt behind the braces and to the abyss of body anxiety is truly a shared experience for so many of us today. To be watched, to internalize that gaze, and to become the architect of our own constraints. But the story never ends there. Fortunately, my narrative finds a second act. It was to redefine, to reclaim, and to reclaim our own power, and to find the strength from the community. So, today, I want to issue an invitation to everyone here, especially to every woman. Let's start a rebellion of gaze. First, to yourself. Find something that you always call it as a flaw. Maybe it's your freckles, your body size, or even your eyes. Then, work the same process as I did on my braces. Find a new perspective. And challenge yourself, can I wear that not only as a stamp, but as a stamp? And second, every gentleman, let's turn and talk to the lady beside you. Tell them you're worth everything in this world. Don't always doubt yourself. Be unstinting with your praise and help to build up a collective community of empowerment that I found in my new school. Don't always notice someone's new haircut, but notice their persistence in solving a problem, their kindness towards others, and their courage in speaking up. Our collective appreciation is our strongest armor we have against the world's critical eye. Finally, I want to say that our body is not a project for endless correction, designed for approval from others. They are breathing, living frontiers. The real mind liberation isn't about being perfect. It was about claiming the agency to say our own story and to set our own value. Starting now, I wish you will not only be the hero of your tale, but the writer of your truth. The last thing I want to say is that I would like to use this speech to commemorate that part of myself could not let go of the braces and anxiety. Thank you.